So in this video, I'm going to be talking about Elinalise and the history that she has with her party, or also her history with Paul. So there won't be any direct spoilers as far as story goes. It's not like I'm going to be saying who ends with who or what happens in the future. I'm simply going to be going over some backstory that does get explained in future volumes. That's mostly to do with Elinalise, Ghislaine, Zenith, and then also Paula as well. So that's as far as spoilers going to go. In my opinion, that's not very heavy spoiler, but it's important for the contextual point of going over this theory and an analysis video of why she may very much hate Paul. So just wanted to give a pre-warning there that I will be going over the history of them, which does get explained in the future volumes, but it isn't going to be something like explaining what happens to these characters from this point onwards in the actual anime. So one of the things to note is, of course, most of us already know that Elinalise was part of a party with Geese, Paul, Zenith, and Ghislaine. But Zenith was one of the last party members to join, and of course she is a healer. So one of the things is that if you take Zenith out of the party group dynamics, then it is 2 women, 2 men, and Elinalise did and does still have her curse problems back then as well, so she always had a desire to sleep with men. And one of my theories, and at least my theory based on what I've read so far, which is up to volume 21 of the light novel, so unless something extra gets added contextual, but I haven't seen anything that would add anything beyond that, so this is based on the theories that I believe is all the information available, but hey, things can change. My theory has always been that there has been some type of chemistry between Elinalise and Paul. There is also a bit of a fun little story in there where apparently there was a threesome between Ghislaine, Elinalise, and Paul as well. And I think, at least what I think has happened, is that she has built feelings towards Paul over a period of time, but Paul, being the playboy that he is, didn't really take any of these feelings serious, didn't take any of these situations serious, and so it was all just a bit of fun and games for him until Zenith entered the picture. And when she entered the picture, she always said, if you want to sleep with me, you've got to marry me. And so Paul decided to follow through on that, and that's why they got together. And because they ended up getting together, they left the party, and that disbanded their adventurer party, which it could be 2 reasons. It could be 1, because she built intimate feelings, or it could also be that she just enjoyed having that party there. She built a connection with people, and she felt like it was like home for her. And so when the party disbanded, she could have been very sour at the fact that Paul just decided suddenly to stop being a playboy and decided to actually put up the robe, or put away the sword, and decided to have a family with Zenith. Now, I've never noticed Elinalise ever to show any hostility towards Zenith, and I don't think she's the kind of woman that would ever show any bitterness towards Zenith over. I think her frustration has always been aimed at Paul, and I think that is because of his nature of being a playboy. And that's why I do run down to that theory that maybe with over time she has built intimate feelings towards Paul, but Paul never took any of it serious, and then just decided, oh no, I'm gonna move on. And she just was kind of sour grape that not did she just have her own party, disbanded the people that she grew close to, but also someone that she may have built feelings towards also just decided to leave as well and go marry someone else after he'd been known for just being a bit of a playboy. That's at least how I've always interpreted their relationship, but it's never been very decisive on explaining it. Later on in the light novels, they do meet up again and they have a bit of a conversation and they end up putting things aside, but that's really all we ever know between their relationship. So it's not like they ever explain in the actual story why Elinalise actually was quite frustrated or angry at Paul. And especially in this recent episode of Mushoku Tensei Season 2, she points out that she does not want to be related to Paul. Now, I'm not going to say anything extra. I know some people in the comments are going to be very quick to jump in and put their spoilers, but again, just going to say that she was very adamant that she does not want to be directly related to Paul, so it's the reason why she has decided to not be intimate with Rudy. Though some people say, oh, well, she was a bit lustful and all that kind of stuff. She's a little bit playful and she knows how to tease, and that's what she would have done. She would have seen Rudy, had a little bit of fun in the sense of teasing, but not taking it any further than that, because clearly she does not want to go down that pathway. And maybe it's because she just doesn't want to be related to Paul, or maybe it's because she maybe thinks that Rudy might do the same thing that Paul did to her, at least based on that theory that I'm going by. But of course, due to the fact that Rudy cannot get it up, means that he can't even do her, even if he wanted to. So I'd be very curious to know what your thoughts and opinions are on that particular theory, because the story never really elaborates beyond that, and because of Elinalise's curse and her long lifespan, she has had many partners. She's also had children as well, and she's brought those children up and then sort of, well, partially brought them up, and then they've kind of gone on their own directions. And it's just one of those where it's just like, she's definitely had a long life. She's had a lot of different partners, short spans of however they are, but she's never really pushed those relationships beyond like one night stands. And so that's something that I feel like maybe she got a little bit too close to Paul, and it ended up stinging when he decided to go with someone else and didn't pick her. Now, whether that relationship was even possible, because if Paul chose to be with Elinalise, at the end of the day, he would have grown old and passed away, while she takes a lot longer to age. So there's a bit of a difference between how they age, how that would have played out. Maybe that's something that Elinalise would have had to have crossed that bridge when she got to it, but I don't think it would have been really an issue at that point. But it really just does make me think that with the lifestyle that she lived, she maybe had yearned to find a permanent partner, and Paul does definitely have a bit of a drive to satisfy that curse as well, which could have made her feel a little bit more comfortable with finding one particular partner. And then things just ended up not working out, and so she decided to go on her own way and just never really talk to Paul again. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of this theory? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Any and all discussions are definitely welcome in a civilized manner, and please keep spoilers out of the comment sections. And a warning to those that don't want heavy spoilers, I'd suggest staying out of the comments, or just leave a nice comment if you want to. So again, if you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you, beautiful nerds, in the next video. And remember to check the playlist for the light novel analysis and breakdown videos, of course, if you want more spoiler content.